heart chokes. Like might as everything you touch turns gold. You dance in the hallway like nobody's told. You say my name so softly, like it's a little word. Yeah. Every time you're near me, all my doubts get blurred. You take my day, turn it bright, brand new. Every look you give says I choose you. I get you more than anybody ever could. You get me. In a way I never understood. In every little smile, every little move you do. Ooh, baby, I don't need a reason. I just know. I just know. I get you. Yeah, it's all about your dreams, eyes wide, shining clear. And you tell the wildest stories I could listen for years. And you roll your eyes and kiss me when I'm stubborn and proud. You pull me back to center when my thoughts get loud. You take my fear, turn it into truth. Yeah. Every time you touch me, I remember you. I get more than anybody ever could. You get me, yeah. In a way I never understood. Every little smile, every little move you do. Ooh, baby, I don't need a reason. I just know. I just know. I get when the world feels heavy on my shoulders, you lean in, lay your head right over mine. You say we can carry this together, and just like that, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. I just know I get you. I get you. Yeah, I get you. You get me, and I get you.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Dee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. So listen, as y'all come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button as you come into the building, y'all. Also, if you are new to the channel and you are in the building and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like the content. And also make sure you don't forget to hype up this stream, y'all. So listen, as you come in, make sure you put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me pretty good. If the audio is good, put a 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat if the audio is good. 1 in the chat if the audio is good. You guys see the title. Men are not chasing women anymore. What's next? And plus racist cop and more. So listen, before we get to what's going on, Lorenzo Redmond in the building? What's going on? How are you? How have you been? I hope all is well with you. Thank you so much for being here, Lorenzo. As you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button, and also 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me good. Before we get into the whole topic of men are not chasing women, which I do want, we're gonna start there. I want to play a video that's kind of related to that, and then I want to give my 2 cents as to why. We already kind of know why men are not chasing women anymore, and where this is going to eventually lead women and men. Because if men are not, getting married and creating children, then it could be a problem for our community. So I want to talk a little bit about that, and then I want to get into this story of this racist cop, which I don't know if you guys have heard of that, and we're gonna talk about some other things. But make sure as you come into the building, hit the like button, hit the like button. Also, happy Friday. It is Friday. Friday is here. Are you guys going to see the Michael Jackson movie? Let me know. We'll probably go see it either today or tomorrow. But let me know if y'all interested in going to see the Michael Jackson movie and what's y'all thoughts on that, child, because that's out today, just if you didn't know, FYI. But I want to get into what's going on, JSU Tiger 07. What's going on? How are you? Hope all is well. So we're going to get into the first clip that I want to play for you. This is an Ashley Dalton clip, you guys. Shout out to Ashley Dalton. Lorenzo, I would love to. I would love to do a movie review. I would love to. I don't know if I will, but let me see it first. And maybe, because I was asking my husband about it. I was thinking we could do it together. So I don't know. We'll see. But that is very interesting. That's funny you mentioned that, because I actually thought about that. I really did. But yeah, I mean, good question, because I definitely was thinking about doing that. But I want to see what the movie, how it turns out, because some people are saying it's good. For the people who already saw the movie, like they did the screenings, some people say it's good, and some people, they're not saying too much about it. So I want to see it, and then we'll see. But yeah, we'll see. But I want to get into this first clip from Ashley Dalton. Shout out to her. I want to get your thoughts on this and what she's telling this woman on her podcast, because men are, and it's kind of goes into why I think, just my thoughts, why men are not chasing women anymore. Y'all already know my opinion on this, but just for people who may not be familiar, we're going to kind of go into that, and then we're going to move on. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this first clip up. Make sure you guys are leaving your thoughts in the chat. All right. Let's get into it. Here we go.
We can see you now. Hi, welcome in, Tatiana.
Hi, Ash. I just wanted to come up.
Hold on one second. Do you consent to be on a live and potentially all platforms?
Yes.
Okay.
So I just wanted to come up here for general advice. I'm 22, so I'm probably on the younger side of your viewers. I'm in law school right now, so just general advice, life advice, dating, anything that I could do to level up.
Yes. What's your one specific question?
Just general advice, like for someone.
I don't like to guess. I don't want to guess and say general. So when you come up, not just to you, Tatiana, I want you ladies to come up with one specific question that has been on your mind that I can help you with. So what's one question that you have why is it saying remove Tatiana? Maybe because of your top? Yeah, I'm going to take you down really quickly. I take you down. I'll bring you back up. Put a sweater on, because the reason that I took you down, we got banned from live for like 2 weeks last time. So Tatiana, put a sweater on and come back up if you can. I don't know. TikTok is a lot stricter now. We got banned before for 2 weeks. Yeah, this happened before, and I couldn't bring anyone up on the live for 2 weeks straight. So please, I think you have to cover your shoulders. Not banned, but yeah, banned from live. I did. Yeah, that was a whole thing. I don't think she was exposed, but I think when you show all of this, they just go crazy.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
Maybe I can just put it here. Camera here.
Okay, so what's your one question that you have, Tatiana?
I guess like dating advice for my age, and then
Jamil, shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. Says Jafar did his uncle proud. Okay, it was okay. See, that's what people are saying. Joe Jackson was not playing all through the movie. LOL. Baby, Jamil, I'm going to see it, and I don't spoil it too much, but I've been hearing people saying it was okay. Some people were saying it was okay. Shout out to Perry Jones for the super chat. I appreciate you. I do see the super chats on my phone. So shout out to you for that. I don't know how to pull it up on here, but I did see it on my phone. Shout out to you, and thank you so much for the support. Thank you, Jamil. Once again, says should be a huge hit, but I thought the film was That's what people are saying. So I'll see it, and then if y'all want me to talk about it, I'll give my opinion. I could do that. I mean, that's fine. I'll give my thoughts on it, of what I thought about it. If that's something y'all want to see, I could do that. I mean, yeah, whether I liked it, whether I didn't like it, I could talk about it, but I definitely want to see it. But that's what I've been getting opinions. People were saying it's just okay. It wasn't all that. And people were shocked and confused why Janet wasn't a part of the movie. Jamil, was Janet in the movie? Because they're saying Janet, and that's all I want to know. And then we can move on. My bad. Was Janet in the movie? Because they're saying Janet is not in the movie. So I don't know what the problem was with that. But anyway, yeah. Thank you, Jamil. Let's continue.
Level up for like the looks right now.
Okay, so we're gonna do one question, and it's around dating, right?
Okay.
So, what areas in dating do you feel like you're having challenges with? What question do you have around dating?
Hold on, let's pause. Ray is still the best biopic ever. Ray was amazing. Love Ray. Love Ray. I just watched that not too long ago on TV, actually. Ray was amazing. But also I like the what's his name? Elvis. I forget what the movie is called, but that was really good too, in my opinion. The Elvis biopic. Did you see that one, Jamil? The Elvis biopic? I love that. I was surprised. I didn't think I was gonna like it because I wasn't too fond of the guy playing him, but I love the movie. Y'all, we on a whole. Maybe I should do some movie reviews. Y'all seem interested. Jamil, Ray was good. The Elvis Presley one was good. I like that too. But Janet was not in the movie. Oh shit, that's what they're saying. I wonder why. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. But yeah. You are absolutely right. I agree. Love Ray. Love the Elvis movie. It was good. Unexpectedly. I wasn't thinking it was going to be good, but it was good. All right, let's continue, y'all. Thank you, Jamil, once again for the super chat.
Dating.
Basically the mindset to go into it, because I feel like I've listened to your advice for a while, so like the guys that I have been on dates with have been, I guess, good quality. They just haven't led to like anything long term.
Okay, so if they're good quality guys you're going out on dates with, right? What is happening on the date? You're saying they're good guys, so and then it doesn't turn into anything. So what are we talking about on a date?
Really anything. So like
Chavez, what's going on? How you been? Listen, is this something? Baby, listen, Chavez, I've been thinking about it. That's the funny. Y'all are smart. Or maybe y'all see me. Maybe something going on. I was thinking about that. I really was thinking about doing that. Like a movie reaction channel. I was definitely thinking about that because I watch a lot of movies, I watch a lot of TV shows, and I have opinions. Is that something y'all would be interested in? Because I would definitely start that because I've been thinking about it. And hell, and my son, I've been talking to my son because he's into Marvel. He loves everything Marvel. I was thinking about incorporating that too, the Marvel, because he's into Marvel. I'm interested in it, but he's into it and he knows everything about it. All the Marvel, what is it? Marvel, what's the other one? What's the Marvel universe and then what's the other one? I done went blank. Marvel and then what? If y'all are familiar. Oh, wow. Thank you, Jamil. I will tell him that. I'm good. Laid back like Marvin Sapp's hairline. Close the doors. Oh, my God. Okay. DC. Thank you. The DC universe. I don't know how I forgot that, but he's into the Marvel versus the DC universe, all of this stuff. And so, I'm interested in that a little bit too, as as an older person, but my son is all into that. So yeah, there's been the Marvel, the DC, all the Spider-Man movies, the Iron Man and all that kind of stuff. That stuff, there's young and old people who like that kind of stuff. So, that's just on a whole nother topic, y'all. But anyway, let's get back into what this lady, I don't even know what she's talking about anymore, child. It's something about trying to figure out how to upgrade her life for herself for a man, or to how to get a man. The Dark Knight is the best comic book ever. Ooh, see, you and my son will have a conversation on that because he would go in deep into it, the history of it, and why he agree or disagree. Like he's all into all of that, all things Marvel, DC, comic books, all of that stuff, and it's a lot. But let's continue, y'all.
like I said, I'm in law school, so a lot of two of the recent guys actually are in law school too, so we've talked about that. We've talked about my interests because I'm really into sports, so I've played
Okay.
different
And
sports,
did
so
you
talked
guys go
about
out to
that.
a date? Did you go to a coffee shop, a steakhouse? Where did he take you on that first date where you guys had that conversation?
They're usually dinners, so that's my main thing. I usually don't do like coffee dates or anything like that. So it's
Okay.
usually dinner or like an activity.
So the last two guys that you were talking to from your law school,
No,
where did
not
they?
from my law school. They were in law school, not at
Oh,
the
they were
same
in
law
law
school
school.
as me.
Okay. So the very last guy, where did you go and how long did you guys stay there?
So the last guy,
Jamil, shout out to you. Thank you for the girl on the screen is she's 22, Jamil. She can grow. She has room to grow, right? Am I tripping? She's trying. She's asking questions. So I guess that's a good thing. She's 22. She has some time to get it together. So she could turn it around, you know? Hopefully, she could turn it around. But let's see what she's saying. Thank you, Jamil, once again for the super chat. Let's listen to what she's saying and see if there's hope for her. All right? Let's
we
continue.
went to a restaurant and I guess we talked for we stayed there for about an hour, not too long. We got dinner and drinks.
Okay.
And it was pretty good, but
okay. And then after the date, what happened?
She must be nervous.
There was really no follow up. Kind of got ghosted after that.
Okay. So what did you guys discuss during that time for that hour? What was the conversation like?
We talked about our interests, hobbies, and we seemed pretty on the same page. We both work out frequently. He was in law school, so he was out of law school. I mean, I'm in law school, so we talked about what's going on in law right now.
When people say they work out frequently, are they normally fit looking? You know, because I know I used to, long time ago, I used to work with this girl who always was in the gym, but she always struggled with her weight. And she always was watching what she ate, and she claimed to be watching what she ate. And she was always in gym clothes. And I was like, damn, maybe I need to do something. Now, mind you, back then I was super slim. Like I didn't really, I mean, I could have been, I walked a lot. So I stayed small. So I was small. So I was not really worried about working out as much and all that. But then I used to see her all in the gym all the time. And I was like, well, damn, maybe I need to go to the gym, just tone up some more, whatever, get better. And she was always in the gym, but she never really lost no weight. So I'm like, if you're in the gym constantly, wouldn't we see a weight reduction? Wouldn't we see you a smaller, like smaller or what? Because I see some people always in the gym. They claim to always be in the gym, wearing the gym attire, but they never lose no weight. They still be the same size. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that. Jamil, once again, thank you for the super chat, says she one of those girls you see and say, bless her heart, child. Laughing. I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing at what you're saying because I've said that before. I'm not God forgive me, please. I've said that before. Those terms have definitely come out of my mouth. Bless her heart, child. Definitely. I definitely have said it just like that. I don't know how look, the way you put it, I've said it. Lord forgive me, please. I have definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, have said, bless her heart, child. Just like that. But I'm not talking about her because listen, you know, sometimes people blossom later on, they turn it around, you know, but you could change it around. You could change your circumstances and your situation if you really want to. You know what I'm saying? So but I definitely have said that. That's funny. Jamil 843. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Ezel Kinney says the guy who played Elvis is doing a Miami Vice movie with Michael B. Jordan. Oh, snap. Oh, I couldn't talk. I would love to see that. Love to see that. Do you know when that's coming out? I'm gonna look that up. I used to love Miami Vice. Oh my god, I love Miami Vice. So to see that, I would love to see that. Yeah, I think he did. I would love to see him and Michael B. Jordan in that. So that's gonna be interesting. Good to know. Thank you, Ezel Kenny. I appreciate you for the super chat and for being here. You can't outwork a bad diet, right? And I think that's what it is. Thank you, Ezel. I appreciate you. Jamil says, if he in law school, he looking like a baddie. If he in law school, he looking like a baddie. Thank you, Jamil. A hot mess. But yo, it's Eric TV says, hey D. I get hey D, hey, what's going on? How are you? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, it's just, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, let's continue. I forgot what I was saying, y'all, but let's continue.
This job, what I'm learning right now. So it seemed like there was compatibility, but like just didn't. I guess there wasn't that like connection or spark. This guy ghosted. So
Okay. So what I'm also feeling, is this a good time? Because this is a good time to talk.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay. What I'm also feeling is that the conversation was good, but I'm assuming there wasn't any chemistry. He wasn't excited.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. Like maybe we didn't have a little bit of sex appeal on the day. We didn't have that. That's what I'm feeling. There was no excitement or chemistry when it came to you.
I mean, yeah, that could definitely be it.
I'm saying like you guys can talk, you have great conversation. He likes your conversation, but he's not excited, is what I'm saying. If you know what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And that energy is important too in the start of dating. That keeps them motivated. So what did you wear?
So I had on a top. It was like a two top with ruffles, and then I wore jeans and sandals.
Okay, a two-top. Okay, it sounds very cutesy bootsy, the outfit. Okay.
Yeah, like it wasn't anything too revealing, but it also wasn't like granny. So I feel like it was a good like in between for.
Listen, and I want to say this, and I want to be nice because I don't want to come off as a mean girl because I am really not. But, I am very opinionated and I try to be as nice as possible. But sometimes it just comes out crazy because you just see the foolishness and it just takes you there. But I am not a mean girl by any stretch of the imagination. But what I'm saying is I think a lot of women have been sold this lie and this idea that they're all tens and that men just gonna want them because they have a vagina. And that's just so far from the truth. I think the issue with this young lady, because she's a young lady, she's only 22 years old. She's overweight and her style and her style and the things about her are not appealing to the majority of men. It might be appealing to somebody or some man, but for most men, they're not. That's what Ashley was getting at when she said you don't come off appealing or desirable is the word that I would say, or not. You don't come off as anything desirable for men. Men look at women, and y'all let me know if I'm wrong, because y'all men are the ones who gotta determine this. When you look at a woman that you're attracted to, she has to be desirable to you. She has to have some type of sex appeal or appeal in some type of way for you to be attracted to her. And I think this is where some women fall short because either you don't know or you don't want to do anything for a man. You don't want to do anything to entice or attract the man in that way. You just feel like you are enough the way you are, and a man just supposed to automatically approach you. And when you don't get approached, this is when you're on these types of shows or podcasts asking what should you do. And I think asking the questions is okay because maybe you just don't know. And part of that is weight too. Most men don't want obese women. And it's not saying you have to be the skinniest woman, but to be in shape and fit is a plus. And also how you present yourself. I don't think a man particularly wants a woman that he's going to take seriously anyway to be dressing like a 304 hot and heat in the streets for everybody. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little sex appeal. I think most women have it if they know how to use it. I don't think you have to be over the top, or you have to be or you have to be covered up like a nun. You don't have to be covered up like a nun, but you should to me, you should be able to toe the line between what's attractive, what's a little bit sexy, but also respectable. You know what I mean? There's a way to do it. And I think a lot of women know that, but some don't. Some just don't. So either you have women who go extremely over the top where they're showing T and A all out, thinking that that's okay and that you're going to be looked at in a respectable way and you're going to attract respectable men. And then they end up not getting that type of attraction from the men they want. And then they asking why, what's wrong? It's like this girl I saw, she had tattoos all in her face. She had tattoos all over her neck. She had tattoos all over her body. And she was a gorgeous woman. It's just, she was like, why do men approach me just to play? I'm their plaything. She said she would get attention from men who just wanted to play around with her. They never wanted to take her seriously. And this was different races of men who would approach her and they only want to sleep with her. They didn't want to take her seriously. They didn't want to take her nowhere. They didn't want to invite her nowhere. They ended up breaking up with her because they didn't want to look the tattoos. All those tattoos all over your body, all of your neck tattoos, face tattoos. Why? And they don't understand the effect of that because they've been told as a woman, you can get whatever you want whenever you want. And then when they start to realize that they're being rejected, it's a shock to their system and their egos. And they don't know what to do with it. So I just think you have to, and this is stuff you should have been taught or you should have picked up along the way, that, you know, men are attracted to certain things. Some men like slimmer, skinnier women. Some men like women with a little meat on their bones. But overarchingly, most men don't like no big, obese, 200-300 pound women. That's just what it is. And men want something to look at. You want something that's attractive to you. And we can't determine that, but at least you want to put your best foot forward to say, you know what, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get myself together. I'm gonna get my health together, get in shape. I'm gonna dress, you know, where I can be attractive to men, but not doing too much to where it's too revealing. You don't have to be revealing to be attractive. And you don't have to. A lot of men, in fact, say they like women in their most natural state, where they're comfortable and just have on sweats or a t-shirt, baggy clothes, and their hair in a ponytail. A lot of men are attracted to your natural state. So you don't really have to do that much, but you have to do something. You can't come outside with a dry face and, you know, hair just all over your head and just big frumpy clothes. And then you overweight and say, oh, why aren't men approaching me? And why they ghosting me? You gotta put some effort to your look and everything about you. The same way y'all want men to dress a certain way and you know how women want men to look a certain way and present themselves a certain way. You have to do that as women as well. You can't just sit back and just be whatever and think that men are just going to start running behind you and chasing you to be with you. No. A lot of women say they don't do these things for men, but if you want a man, why not do it for a man? That's just my opinion. Let's continue.
Dinner
Okay,
date.
for your body
Dinner
type,
date.
because I saw you, I want you to do something fitted on the top and flare at the waist time next time you go on a date with just slight cleavage at the top. Doesn't need to be down to the areola, but we need slight cleavage. Fit it at the top, flare at the waistline, and it shows from your knees. Your legs show from the knees down, and you have a heel on.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
usually like my style, actually. I usually wear, like, if you see on my page, like, I wear fit and flare dresses all the time, or like flowy skirts.
Okay,
So I
hold on.
like
Let me
the
go to
girly, the
your.
ruffles.
Okay, let me go to your page. Where did that go?
Yo, I'm not changing my hair. I like my locks. I can definitely do retwists here or there, but I'm sticking with my locks.
Okay, I'm looking for that. You said you always wear fit and flare. I'm not seeing that style of dress.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, so I'm saying on your page, I'm not seeing the recommendation. I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, I just gave you my Instagram page so you can see it's __.
Okay, even the dress from February 28th, I like that.
Oh.
I like that. Okay, the dress from April 6th, 2025, that works too. Okay. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so the one from 2025 in August, that's cute.
Okay.
But I think the one from February 28th, I like that. That looks more grown and sexy.
Go to if it's like a night out, more like drinking or things like that.
Lauren Krause, 777. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, love. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Shout out to you. Jamil, thank you once again for the super chat. Says, told girl I love her natural, almost fought me. That's crazy. I don't understand why. Like, I don't understand. Most men say that. And you would think that would be easier for women, but it's not. You would think it would be easy for women just to accept that and say, dang, okay, well, let me go more natural. But it's a conditioning. And a lot of women, I don't see why you would get angry at somebody just because they gave you a compliment, because they don't like it. A lot of women don't like their, especially black women, let's be honest, don't like their natural hair. But most men prefer the natural hair, and I think as black women we should embrace our natural hair more. I'm not afraid to say it. Even wearing extensions and braids I have and all of that. I wear my natural hair too. Y'all don't always see it, and sometimes you do. I've been on here with my natural hair several times, but I'm just saying I don't always wear it because I personally do think braids are more convenient. Because I am lazy sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you, like the New Yorkers would say. I'm not gonna hold you. I have a lot of things I gotta do, and a lot of times I don't want to deal with my hair. So I'll get the braids because it's easier. I don't have to worry about it. I can wash them. I can, grease my scalp. I can condition my scalp, and I can put it in a ponytail, and I could go. So I will admit that it is a bit, a part of it is a convenience and being lazy. Because even with my hair, I'll put it back in a ponytail or slick it back, depending on the length of it. Because I'll cut my hair, it'll grow out. I'll cut it again. So you don't never know what I'm going to come up with. I can have short hair. It could be a medium, mid length, because I'll cut my hair. I'll cut it. I literally have a short hairstyle, which I love, by the way. But that's maintenance too. So it's just, it's just convenient for me. But I would not argue with anybody who says, that when it comes to black women's hair, that they're either lazy, they hate their hair, or, it's not. It is. Look, a few things could be true at the same time. It's a protective style for sure, to a degree, because just because you braid your hair or wear wigs or weaves, it's not always a protective style, depending on how you protect and treat your hair. Because there are some women underneath those wigs, they're bald across the front. I wouldn't consider that a protective style. There are some women who wear wigs and have long, beautiful hair. Some of them have locks under their wigs and their hair is thriving. So it just depends on how you're taking care of your hair. You still have to take care of your hair, even with a protective style. If you wear braids in your hair for too long, it can break your hair out. If it's dry and brittle and you're not protected, it still can break out. So it's not necessarily a protective style that a lot of women keep saying. It is a bit of laziness, in my opinion, because I admit to it. It's a bit of, it could be a protective style, but you still got to take care of it. And it's also a convenience. You know what I mean? And listen, it's like, same when you have a bunch of little, my kids are older, but when they were small, it's like when you want to look decent and you got kids you running behind, or you got to cook and you clean, you got to do this. It is convenient to either just wear your hair in a ponytail, which is cute too. Then you get tired of that. Or if you want a different style or something, you can, create a different look. You could do that and still have a different look and still have time to do everything you have to do and still look presentable. You know what I mean? You want to look presentable and you want to have time to do your duties and all the things that you have to do. So this is where the convenience comes in, but you still have to take care of your hair. So overall, somebody will post on my page all the time that wearing fake hair is an insecurity. And I agree. I don't disagree. Because I have sense enough to understand that could be true, the truth. But a few of those things, all of that could be also true. It just depends on your reasoning behind it, how you're doing it, what you're doing. But I would not argue, because I don't know this guy's name, but he's all over Instagram and he's on YouTube, where he goes out with his microphone and he asks women, who has the best hair? And they say black women. And then when he started asking them why do they wear other people's hair, they get pissed off. And why would you get mad? Because there must be some truth to it. I would never get mad at that. Because I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I know, my reasoning behind it. But I would never get mad for somebody calling it out, because I know that there's truth to it. It's truth to it. It's definitely true to it. Let's continue. So yeah.
So
Like a
let's make it
little
for
black
date
dress.
too. For
Okay.
date. But you can do it in a color. You can do it in pink and white or red.
Okay.
Okay. Or you can do the style of August 6th, 2025 in a pink, white, or red, or even a orange on your skin tone.
They tried to cancel the dude. That's crazy, Jamil. See, that's the stuff I don't like. Thank you, God Flavor One. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. What's going on, Alex? How are you? Kennard the DJ, what's going on? I forgot to shout you out. There you go. I heard Ashley spent many, many sleepless nights out on the blade trying to get just a little bit more of daddy's money. Spent many, many what sleepless nights out on the blade trying to get just a little bit more of that. What? Oh my God. Jamil, I think that's crazy that they try to cancel people for having an opinion. That's crazy. Because people still gonna do what they want to do. So why you getting so upset behind somebody else's opinion? I don't understand. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Yeah, I just think that that's crazy. People are allowed to their opinions, and if people just asking questions, I don't understand why folks get so upset behind somebody asking questions or making a logical point, because the truth of the matter is they know it's the truth. That's why they get so mad when somebody say, "Oh, you're trying to wear white people's hair," because it's the truth. And even if you wear extensions, thank you, Jamil. I appreciate you, bro. Even if you wear extensions or whatever, wigs, weaves, he asked a really good question. Why don't you wear the hair that mimics your hair? Which makes sense because guess what? Back in the day when people had afros and all that, everybody's afro wasn't that big. There were afro wigs. And people forget that. People were wearing afro wigs. And they take the wig off and their afro is shorter, but they wanted a bigger afro look, so they wore afro wig. There are still afro wigs to this day. So even if you wanted to change up your look or change a style, you could change it with texture that's similar to your style, to your hair texture. I definitely agree with that. I mean, if as women, we do like to change our hair. That's just the thing. All women like to change their hair. It's just with black women, they tend to like the straight, the super straight, long, straight hair. And I think that's the point that the man was saying. And a lot of it looks pretty good. A lot of beautiful wigs and hair pieces out here. You know what I mean? Extensions. I love it all. And, but I think he has valid points. He has valid points. I would never dismiss his points because he's absolutely right. But your preference is your preference. And if you are comfortable in your skin and what you choose to wear or not wear, that's your business. And I don't, once again, if you have your own personal reasoning as to why you like what you like, and it's not bothering anybody, and you got a man and your man don't care about it, or he's okay with it and you don't care. I mean, you like what you like. At the end of the day, nobody can stop that. So somebody's opinion shouldn't get you so hot and mad. That's just their opinion. And they can choose to do what they want to do, and you can choose to do what you want to do. But I wouldn't cancel somebody or be mad and hella pissed off because somebody ask me why I wear straight wigs. You could just simply say, because I like to wear it. You know what I mean? It's not going to change anything, really. People who wear their natural hair, wear their natural hair. They switch it up or they don't. There are some people who never, one thing I saw growing up with my mother, she never wore fake hair. Never. She never wore fake hair. She never wore wigs. She never wore, she didn't wear fake nails. She had long nails. She had long hair. She had long hair at a time, then her hair was shorter at a time. But she never wore fake hair at all. She used to roller set her hair. She just never wore fake hair. But there were, other people who wore wigs and wore, colored their hair and stuff like that. So it's just a preference at the end of the day. But I think if you're on the dating scene, and men are saying, hey, we would prefer natural. And if you're really serious about, getting what you want, maybe you might want to think about changing up a few things. If it's, is the hair that important to where you would rather, jeopardize finding love and finding companionship over, you would jeopardize that and to keep the wigs and to keep it? Is it that serious? Is that's the question I would ask? Because if you have hair under the wig, it's your hair. Is it that hard to pull the wig off and just wear your hair in a simple style? Men don't care. Men just a straight ponytail to the back. Men don't care. They like that the most. I've literally heard women say that they're women who are married say their husbands like the switch up. They like the wigs and the makeup, and if they like that, but they would prefer the natural. They like when it's just simple, hair pulled back in a ponytail or slick to the back. They like that. They just like the simple look. Men are just more simpler. We like to do extra and do all this. So a lot of times they just like the simple look. They don't really care for all the extra like that. They would prefer the simple look. So when men say they like natural, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Let's continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying you have to turn up the sex appeal a bit on the date.
Yeah, I feel like that's my problem. Like, I feel like my personality and style is more like cutesy.
Yeah, cutesy is good, but I think for dating, if you're on a date, if you're out with a guy, this goes to all the ladies, you want to turn up that sex appeal just a little bit.
Okay.
All right?
But then I feel like more of that gives them that idea of like, okay, you want to sleep with them, or like, I'm not around the way, like just for fun. So like, how do I balance
your conversation and how you carry yourself? You're not going to be like, oh my God, you're not doing that. You're just sitting, having a conversation. And again, the cleavage isn't coming down to the areola. All right? But we can't dress like grandma and speak like mom and expect a man to get excited. That's not going to work, ladies. It's great that you're smart, but this is still a man, right? So he wants to know, okay, she is the wife. I can wife her, right? But I also need to be physically attracted to her. Not saying you're not beautiful. I'm not saying that. But he needs to get excited when he sees you.
Okay, what do y'all think about what she just said? I agree. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. I agree. I think men want something that they are gonna be attracted to. You don't want to look at no wildebeest. You know what I'm saying? You want to come home to, you want to see something of beauty, right? If you can, that you are attracted to. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's subjective. Some men like certain looking women that, others may not. But at the end of the day, you don't want to feel like you're coming home to grandma, right? Right? Am I tripping? For the men, y'all let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I would like to think that men want attractive women. Like, you want to look at your woman and be like, oh, you look good. Like, damn, I got me a, and it's not saying that she got to be, the most conventionally attractive woman. But if she's attractive to you, or she's fit, you can put your arm around her waist and, you could feel waist, not a bunch of fat. Like you know what I'm saying? Or she looks good and she's, you look at her and you just, oh my God, you ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? Right. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a little bit of sex appeal, come home to Aunt Jemima. No. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, and I think that's what women got to understand. And you don't have to dress like a 304 to do that. You can look really nice and put together, but have some type of, put a little oomph, a little something to it. Like where, where he look at you and he be like, oh, damn, okay, I really got something here. Like, so yeah, I just think, but at least this woman is 22 years old. She's asking and she can learn, because a lot of women just don't know and they just think they don't have to do anything. But this just goes to my point of that you have to do something. What's up, UFO Kamikaze One? How are you? I just think women have to understand that it's not just the fact that you are a woman and you have a vagina. No, you have to put some effort into your look and what you need to do to attract the men that you say you want. That's all. Jamil once again says, I've been with a grandma, a young one though. LOL. What you mean? What you mean? What you mean a young grandma? So she young and she act like a grandma? Jamil, no. Thank you for the super chat. What you mean though? Is she do she act like an old lady? Jamil, stop lying. You play too much. You play too much. Let's continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, darling. Have a blessed one.
Thank you,
that was,
Ashley.
You're welcome, beauty. Bye-bye.
Baby, I didn't even hear all what the lady was saying. But anyway, I just, once again, you gotta work on yourself. That's all. Let's continue.
So listen, let's go back to what I was saying. Does everyone understand what I was saying, what I was telling her?
Yes, I do.
Again, we always say sexy, classy. That's important. Sexy, classy.
I totally get it.
But we can't look like mom or auntie on date. We just can't just look like mom and auntie, and then that's it.
I agree.
So that's something to think about, you guys.
Right. Well, okay, we're going to move on from this. But I agree, Ashley. Yes, I do agree. Shout out to Ashley Dalton. Upgrade your life. I think a lot of her content, I think is necessary. I don't know anything else about her, but I think somebody needs to try to teach women something. You know what I mean? If it's teaching women to be better, do better, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? Because if sometimes people just don't know. A lot of people aren't inherently knowing of these things, and a lot of women aren't taught certain things, so they just don't know. So if somebody can give you some bit of advice or something to help you, why not? Because a lot of people aren't doing that. A lot of people aren't out here giving advice and helping women to level up. They just expect the men to level up, but a lot of these women need to level up too. For sure. So I'm not mad at it. Hit the like button, y'all. We now have 82 people in the building. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit the like button. Y'all. I want to move on. Shout out to everybody in the building. I want to move on. And somebody said this lady got fired. So if she got fired, good for her. I want to move on to this racist cop situation, y'all. I want to talk about this a little bit before we move on in the conversations. I want to know if you heard of this cop who was her name is Ashley Gonzalez. I think this happened in Houston, Texas, y'all. She went on a racist rant about how she hate black people. You know what I mean? And how she was so excited to use the N-word. And she's a cop. She was in the military as well. But she went on this racist rant about hating black people. And she's a cop. And so this caught attention. This got everybody's attention. It's all over social media. They're saying, I'm gonna go ahead and read, pull up the video of what she said, and also the response that she's been met with, and how they're trying to. And somebody mentioned she's been fired. So if she's been fired, that's what they were aiming for, and to also remove her license, because they removed her from active duty, and she had to turn in her badge and her weapon, her gun. But she was still basically on the payroll. And so they're trying to get her license removed, because nobody, working as any type of law enforcement should have that type of mentality. So I want to get into, first off, what she said, if you haven't seen it, and also the response that it's getting. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, and let me know your thoughts on this. Here we go.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I hate. Oh my God, I hate. Like, I hate y'all. Like, I don't. Oh, we were slaves this entire. I don't give a. Like, for a reason, you guys were slaves. You guys don't know anything better than to steal. Like, oh my God. Like, I was literally eating food with my friend. He had his. Oh my God. Like, I don't know. Por Dios, por gracias de Dios. I had my wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those like that little small ass decided not to steal my wallet. Oh my God, I would have grabbed my heel and like whoop the out of that ass. But like, whatever, right? Some other but no homo or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud, like goddamn, like oh my God, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. Like I kid you not, I don't know what the came over me. I grabbed that by the neck and I was like, come here, you. And oh my God, like I felt like the world just stopped. Like it was just peace. Like I don't know. And then he was just like even I in my head I was like, damn, pasaste, because I called him a dog.
Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Candace Matthews, national renowned human civil rights activist, advocate, and author, I might say. Well, we out here today, tonight actually, in regards to Officer Ashley Gonzalez. Well, I'm going to say used to be Officer Ashley Gonzalez. So I just find it interesting that she was just so bold and emboldened to just be talking like that on social media about black people. Okay, and you think you're gonna be a police officer in my city over here displaying that kind of behavior? Baby, let me give the community an update. She is no longer working for HPD. She was gone as of today, okay, because she got that belt to that ass. Because what we're not gonna do is tolerate no police officers that's holding a badge and then you're damn racist. And then when I looked at the video in disgust because she made it clear about African Americans dropping the M-bombs, calling us monkeys and all this and stuff. First of all, ma'am, you is not the cat's meow because let's be clear, your teeth smaller than that big mouth that you was over there talking about. If we gonna talk, let's talk about that.
She is funny to me, but while some people might look at her and her style and her tactics and say, "Ugh," these are the ones that actually end up getting stuff done. You know what I'm saying? From what I've seen, like the ones who move in this, they usually get stuff done. And so, yeah. So she had this. I agree with her. This woman should be fired, and her license should be taken away. She should not be operated as a police officer because she's not here to protect and serve. She clearly has a disdain and a hatred towards black people, and she said it. So I got to believe her. So no, she needs to lose her badge. There's no way that should be tolerated. And there's many more that follows her. She's one that got caught. But nobody, there's a lot of them who feel this way about black people. And you can say what you want about black people. And we talk about the nature and the foolishness in our communities and the things like that because we want a change to happen. We want to help to fix our communities. But a lot of these people really hate our guts. They don't like black people just because. And a lot of it is jealousy. A lot of it's a whole bunch of other reasons as to why I personally believe they don't like black folks. And they be walking around here, disguised, benefiting off of black people, but hate their guts. And a lot of this stuff needs to be called out. And this is just a small piece of the pie. Because we know that, a lot of people think this way. But she happened to be caught in the act. They said she, I guess, allegedly sent the video to one of her friends. And somebody said, one of your friends is not your real friend, child. Because they the ones who sent the video to whoever and that's how it got out for the public to see. And I'm glad that they did that. But she needs to definitely be fired and she definitely needs to lose her license and she need to go. Somebody say, she need to work at the Salvation Army, go somewhere else because she gonna struggle. And the audacity as a Latina Mexican person who, they're discriminated against too. For them to be walking around speaking like that is insane to me. Like, that's why she said, you're not the cat's meow. You walking around here like you have this so much leverage when, you're discriminated against too. You're not walking around here the favorite of people in power. So I don't understand why they have that level of hatred toward black people. And I don't think that it's everybody, but it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. Let's continue.
But what you're not going to do is talk about black people, and then you're going to say that, when I go to work today, that you're going to arrest somebody black. So I've been in talks with leadership with HPD, and I made it very clear. Because let me tell y'all the difference between the news and the difference between activists and advocates. What we do, we put the belt to the ass and apply the pressure. Okay, the news, they just gonna cover the story. No, we're not gonna cover the story and be done with it. We're gonna follow this because that is very dangerous. That is like a chef that don't wash his hands. Okay, that is how dangerous that is. And so, like I said, I've been in talks with leadership with HPD. She's currently under investigation, even though she's fired. But I've made my demands very clear, and I'm gonna continue to apply the pressure. You are going to lose your T-code license, ma'am, okay? You are not going to be able to work at any police agency because I'm going to follow it. And if I find out that any police agency, because I know damn sure you're not going to precinct 1 through 8. I know that already off top. But any other the 254 counties, and I find out that you going to any one of those policing agencies, I'ma drop that heat on that agency. And I'ma send the DOJ and everybody up in there, and I'ma flush your behind out like a damn roach. Baby, when I get through with you, you are gonna be like wet dope. You won't be able to go nowhere. And I mean it. Because when I say I'm gonna put that belt on your ass, I mean just that. Because this is what we're not gonna do in our city. So do we have any questions?
Candace, can you explain, for those that haven't seen the video yet, which we will be releasing, what, more or less break it down, what's the context of what was said?
The context on what was said by this racist. And you know what I find out that's really interesting about this? Is that she's Hispanic, y'all. You just like black people. Baby, I used to come pick your ass up. So why is you over here trying to pick and choose race and all that? So anyway, basically what she did, she turned around and she made it very clear how she don't like black people. Was she saying the N-word several times and saying it with confidence. And then she made it clear, like when she goes to work, she's going to be arresting black people.
Yeah,
so now what we need to look at is
all of the other
who
cases
is in Harris County Jail right now
because of
that
her.
is innocent because of her racist ideology.
Yeah.
And she thinks that she about to go to another agency. No, you're not. Because I'm going to put this belt on your ass. I don't care where you go. Because I'm going to follow this stuff and we're going to follow it to the letter. And that's just how that's going to go. Because let me tell y'all, I don't have time for this. Our city don't have time for this. I'm not sending my kids out to go hang out just like y'all, you know? And then they turn around here and then you wondering, dang, you took my child to jail because they riding around wild black? I don't think so. That's what we're not finna do. Any other questions?
What is your plan of action? What's next? What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing next?
Okay, what are we doing at this time right now? Like I said, I've been in talks with leadership with HPD. An investigation is underway at this point right now. But what me and my team are going to do, we are going to file a complaint with T-Cole because I'm going for her license. And that's just the bottom line. Baby, you're not going to be able to work at no security place. Baby, you might as well go on and go to Sonic and make an extra long hot dog with the extra onions. Because that's all that you about to get ready to do. So, and I'm going to say just like this. See, I got smoke for racist cops. And I don't give a damn where you come from. And I'm going to let you know right now, I want all the smoke, even if you watching it. Watch it if you want to, because I'm going to smoke your behind out of here. Like I said, I want all that smoke. All of it.
Candace, one more question before we wrap it up. What do you have to say to anybody that might have been arrested by this woman? Because at this point, it makes you wonder about any prior arrest conducted by this officer.
You need to reach out to me and my team because we are not going to stop. We are going to follow this to the letter. And then I'm also going to contact FBI as well too, because also it could be some civil rights violations as well. Okay? And civil rights attorneys, get with me. Because we finna ride down on this heifer. And I mean it. Any other questions?
There's something else. Listen, look, and I know this may not be somebody's cup of tea, but listen, if you in the position and if you getting stuff done, then that's all that matters. If you going in and you getting things done, antics or not, that's what matters. Because there are people who look polite and presentable and present well, but then they don't get nothing done. What's the point? So if you're going to get something done, that's all that matters to me. I've never seen her before. This is my first time hearing about her, but I'm interested in what's happening with this, y'all. But this is
you know what I'm saying? I read it.
Child.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Candace Matthews, national renowned human civil rights activist, advocate, author, and also the National Minister of Politics for the New Black Panther Nation. We are here in regards to a rogue cop that has to be here today at 1 o'clock because it was brought to our attention that she may be given a out for resignation instead of being fired. Everybody seen that egregious video that she made, speaking of the black community. One, she does not speak for the Hispanic community. Two, you would not speak about my community in that manner and hold that badge. You think that that we're gonna allow you to do that in our city. I bought the belt of justice today because we want to let the leadership know at HPD that you're not gonna go behind doing back alley deals. You're gonna draw a line in the sand today, because let's be clear, that badge that she had on her comes from us, the community. That's who it comes from. And so you would not use that badge to weaponize us. It's what you're not going to do. So with that being said, we are here to let them know that the community is watching, because this is how road cops are recycled, by letting them resign knowing that they displayed misconduct or some type of behavior that is unacceptable. So before that happens, it's going to be some smoke in the city. We are laying the groundwork for every city to watch what we're doing. Look how fast we moved on this. We can't no longer sit around and just talk about it on social media and don't put action behind it. They have to understand, when you do this type of stuff, this is a problem. We would not allow an officer to cause friction between the police station, with the police and the community. We are for community policing. We're not for that. You would not use that type of language and claim that you're representing the Hispanic community and you want to try to put a wedge between African Americans and Hispanics. You're not doing that in our city. We're not having it. And so today, HPD, you are going to fire her today. Today. Am I
right? Let's see. There's somebody I'm gonna share my screen real quick, because this article came up about 28 minutes ago, and it's saying Houston Police Department fires officer over racist rant and viral video. So it's saying Ashley Gonzalez's employment was terminated Friday today over what Houston Police Chief Noe Diaz referred to as abhorrent, disgusting, and entirely unacceptable behavior. Baby, they moved fast. The Houston Police Department announced Friday that it fired Officer Ashley Gonzalez less than a week after a video went viral that showed her making racist comments about black people. In a statement posted on social media, HPD said Gonzalez's employment was terminated Friday. Damn. Right. HPD holds every officer to the highest standards of integrity and conduct, and will not waver in upholding these expectations, HPD said in a statement. Gonzalez was placed on paid leave earlier this week after HPD announced it would investigate the video. In the video, which went viral online, a woman makes repeated derogatory comments about black people while repeatedly using racial slurs, including chimps, right? The video sparked outrage online and from local elected officials and activists. Several city leaders and local civil rights groups, including the Houston chapter of the NAACP, called on HPD to fire Gonzalez. On Friday morning, Houston area civil rights activists Candace Matthews and Quanell X, that's in this, we was watching the press conference, led a protest outside HPD headquarters, calling on the department to fire Gonzalez for the comments made in the video. The viral footage speaks for itself. Matthews said in a statement, "This level of blatant racism is unacceptable from anyone sworn to service and protect our communities. We are calling on the entire city of Houston to stand with us and demand real accountability, not silence, not excuses, and not quiet exits." In a statement announcing Gonzalez's termination, Houston Police Chief Noe Diaz said her comments had no place in the city. The behavior exhibited by Ashley Gonzalez was abhorrent, disgusting, and entirely unacceptable. Diaz said it is deeply disturbing and has no place in law enforcement and in our community. Gonzalez could not immediately be reached for comment. I bet she couldn't. So she's been fired. She's been fired as she should have been. And I just don't understand why. I don't understand why people think, and I'm gonna say when it comes to Latin and Mexican people, why do y'all think that y'all are gonna get a pass from this? Why do you think? Listen, and then and a woman too, because what I've seen, that usually, y'all they're gonna get rid of y'all quickly. When it comes to white men, it's a different story. For the most part, we've seen racist cops who are racist white male cops who've done despicable things and still be on the force. There are many examples of that. But when you are non-white and a woman too, they're gonna make an example out of you. And I mean, we've seen it happen. They're gonna make an example out of you. So why I think a lot of people get caught up in thinking that they have this power, this perceived power, and that they could say and do anything, and they could follow their, other people who are doing it and getting away with it. But then when it comes to you, no, they're gonna throw the book at you. Now she's fired. She's gonna probably lose her license, and she's not gonna ever be able to work as a cop. So then what she's gonna do? Now you done messed up your livelihood. You done wrecked your financial potential. And so now what you gonna do? Now you're gonna be worse off, and now you're gonna feel stupid because you didn't think about your actions and what you were doing. And why, being racist is going to cost you. And I think a lot of people realize that from online, and especially online, you get online and you say all these racist things, and then now, you're in a position to, lose your livelihood. Now, some people were saying that they were going to create a GoFundMe. Okay, they'll do that. I don't know if there is one, but I mean, look, that'll happen, and then that wears out, and then what? When that runs out, what are you going to do? But people don't think about their actions, and they think they could say or do anything and just get away with it, because there are some who do get away with it, but everybody's not going to be able to get away with that. UFO Kamikaze says Taco Bell is hiring, right? I'm sure they are. She's going to have to go do something. But this was just crazy. I just wanted to share it because I saw this and I just thought that this was unfortunate. But I mean, that's a small piece of the pie. There's a lot more where that came from. And people, sometimes people are shocked at the fact of how some of these Mexican people hate black people. Some of them are just as racist as anybody else, as any white person or any other person that don't like black people. And once again, it's not all. I don't think everybody is racist. I don't think all white people. There's some good white people. Everybody is not racist. There's some good people in every group, but there are also some racist ones and some bad ones as well, who can't stand black people for no apparent reason. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm glad they fired her ass. I'm just saying. She needed to be fired. Sarkil, thank you so much for the super chat. It says great coverage and commentary. Thank you. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for being here and the super chat. Yeah, she should have been fired. I'm good. And they moved quickly. This didn't take long at all. So I bet she's like, damn, probably wondering who sent the video, why y'all did. Like, come on now, listen, I think if you're going to be racist like that, stand 10 toes down. And why, when they reach out for you for commentary after all of this, I have yet to see somebody, well, maybe I just haven't seen it. Well, why don't she come back on social media and say, you know what? I said it. That's what I mean. And I ain't changing it. To even, make it worse for yourself. But at least stand on business. If that's what you really believe, why hide it? Come out and say it. Because I don't think she did. I don't know if she did the video to be seen, because they said she sent it to people. I don't think she posted it. Girl, I mean, just stupid. Why? And you're just dumb. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're doing. You're just dumb. Dumb, stupid. Don't realize how this is going to mess your life up. Being racist. And for what? Hell, there are a lot of black people that could be racist towards them, because some of the stuff they've done and how they've acted, but is always everybody hating black people, and black people have a reason to be that way in many cases. I'm just saying, but they don't go around and saying they hate everybody and hate people. But anyway, child, that's a story for a whole nother day. But I'm glad they fired her ass, because she needed to be fired, in my opinion. Because that just don't make no sense. And you felt so good to say the N-word. And now I bet you don't feel so good that you done lost your damn job. So you won't be rounding up no black people now and arresting them and mistreating them for no reason. You can't do it now. So how do you feel now? Probably feel stupid as hell. Like, as you should. As you should. Let's move on. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. I'm gonna make a hit the like button song. Hit the like button, y'all. So yeah, I'm glad her ass has been fired. Let's move on. Let's see. I want to pull up this other video. I don't know if I shared this one or not. But I want to go ahead and play this one.
And I was like, no, I think this is true. Because it was a whole conversation with that woman who said that she was that guy's first body, and then all the guys trying to humble her, even though she's clearly a baddie.
Hold on, let me replay it. I don't know why it does that. But let's get into it. Here we go. Hit the like button, hit the like button.
Someone on this app say that a lot of men don't know that they're unattractive, and I was like, no, I think this is true. Because it was a whole conversation.
So this woman is talking about men being unattractive and how men don't realize that they're unattractive, right? I think I did a video to this nature. I don't remember, but here we go again. She's saying that she don't think men recognize that they're unattractive. And I say, I don't think she, recognize herself. I'm just saying. I'm trying to be mean. I'm just saying. She don't recognize herself. You know what I mean? Just saying. There are a lot of women who don't recognize themselves as being unattractive. I'm just saying. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Just saying. Let's continue.
Conversation with that woman who said that she was that guy's first baddie, and then all the guys try to humble her, even though she's clearly a baddie. And they were like, oh, you're not a baddie. And this other girl was saying, a lot of guys don't realize that they are not attractive, or they don't think it matters. And I went to the grocery store today, and I was just looking around at each man, because normally I don't look at men. I usually just act like they're invisible. But I actually was like, okay, let me look. And when I looked at majority of the men, not only were they not attractive, just like not at all, but like a lot of them were so unattractive that I was like, what's in the water? Like, of all ages too. It wasn't just like, oh, some of them were older, or some of them, no, it was like young, old, middle-aged, whatever. None of them were attractive. A lot of them looked really unhealthy, like they just didn't drink water. Their skin was like not necessarily acne, just like murky looking, their eyes, their body. Like, I'm just like, these are the men getting on these apps
She said their eyes, and they look murky looking. They look like they didn't drink water. With all due respect, it's almost like she's identifying herself. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Some could say, girl, you talk about yourself. You kind of look like you dehydrated. You ain't had enough water. Your eyes look a little murky. Like you look kind of like she could be describing herself. I mean, I'm just saying. Some could argue that. Because if you put that out about somebody, you don't realize you might be looking at yourself and describing yourself. To me, I mean, I'm just saying. Let's continue.
Talking about the standards. These are the men. These are the men. It just hit me. I'm like, why do we ever get offended or ever listen to what is being said? Because it's just laughable. It's laughable to me. When I go out, I see on average at least 5 to 6 women who are gorgeous. And I don't even see men who are slightly on the same level of attractiveness, yet women, we're the ones who are stressed and pressed and being told to lose weight and being told we're not this and that and oh, we wish you looked like this. Like, we really need to never listen. I mean, I personally don't, but I'm just telling everyone else, we never listen to what a man says about what is attractive. Like, have you really looked at them?
I turned 28 2 weeks ago, and I still think about the men I hooked up with back when I was 23. Because those are some of the most attractive men I've ever seen and ever pulled, probably will ever pull. And it's like, what happened? Did they all just get abducted by aliens or some shit? Like, seriously, where are the attractive men at?
Well, I mean, they're probably minding their business, probably at work. Minding their business. Some of them are married, some of them in relationships, some are minding their business. They're just hiding from y'all. They're hiding from y'all because they don't want to be. And then she said she hooked up with some of the most attractive men back in her when she was 23. That's the problem. You hooked up with them. You didn't hook one. You hooked up with them. You didn't hook one. You didn't get one of those men to marry you and take you seriously. Yeah, that's a problem. Y'all been hooking up with all the attractive men. That's because that's all they'll do with you. They'll just hook up with you and that's it and go on and marry somebody else who's worthy. That's your problem. And now you're older, you can't find them because they already either married, in relationships, and minding their business. They never wanted you. That's the thing. And so I don't understand why these women don't get it. Once again, supposedly we have the most educated women out here, but they act like they're so clueless to the nature of men and relationships and dating. Like, come on, if they're attractive, you think they're going to stay single for long? No, they're going to find a woman that they want to marry and they're going to go and get married and create a family while y'all are still out here hooking up, thinking you got time. And then you hit your 20s, late 20s, 30s and 40s, and you still single and you ain't decided to find one of these attractive men that clearly she said she got attention from, but you, in his eyes, wasn't good enough to wife up. So now you're going to be out here with the rest of them, wondering and complaining what a good men at. Y'all only looking for attraction from the man, but you're not looking at substance from the man. And so, of course, when you're young, he's attractive, so you want to screw him. And that's it. But he's not looking at you as marriage material or somebody he wants to take seriously. And you never looked at a man for his qualities alone and said, you know what, he's a good man. This man want to be with me. Let's go ahead and do it and let's build something together. And now y'all still just out here stuck. Those men that you deem attractive and all the other men are out here looking for families and to build something while y'all out here looking to screw. And then when you're ready to get a good man, an attractive good man who has everything that you want, you can't find him. Why? Because you wasted time going after the ones who are simply attractive alone, and all they wanted from you was to crack it open, and that's it. And that's all you get. It's not like these men don't exist. They don't want you, honey. The ones that you want don't want you. And the ones that are out here don't want you because you don't qualify for what they're looking for. So this is why so many women are single, and this is part of the reason why men are not chasing women. They're not chasing because y'all would never work the chase. And it's not even worth it to chase women who don't have the qualities that you're looking for. If women could say, oh, back in the day, oh, men used to chase women, they used to court. Yeah, because it was a woman that they wanted. It was a woman that had the qualities they were looking for. Why would I chase down a 304 independent boss chick? You got women out here with 1,000 body count. Why would they chase that? Why would they be chasing a woman who's always outside and looking for another attractive man to bust it open for? Why would they be looking for OF women? Why? It's not worth the chase. These are not ladies. These are women out here who are independently throwing themselves out here where in a society that's empowerment for 304s. There's 304 TikTok, where it showcases people who are out here, selling it to the highest bidder. These are not the women that men should be chasing at all. Y'all want men to chase what? And then on top of that, y'all looking for tall, dark, and handsome. When those tall, dark, and handsome, and then they looking at obese, whatever you want to call them. You want tall, dark, and handsome, and you hitting, 290, 300 pounds at 5 feet tall. And you want a man tall, dark, and handsome with all the money and to be monogamous and all this and come to you? You think he want a little short runt that's 300 pounds? With no type of manners, no type of respect, no type of understanding of what that type of man or any man would need? No, so it's not even just that, but it's the lack of abilities that y'all have, the lack of understanding of what a man would need, and you don't understand the type of man that you want. You want something, but you don't even understand what that entails and what you need to be for that man. So how are you gonna find it? So if that's why the men are not chasing. They're not chasing. They're not courting. They're minding their business. They're at work. How about that? Working their jobs, trying to build themselves up where they should be, in my opinion. And it's not that they don't want families and don't want relationships, but they can't find the women who are suitable for it. While women are out here steadily complaining, oh, the men aren't like the way. Y'all keep going to the same type of men. You keep going to the same men who are not showing up for you because they don't want to. You keep going for the same type, and that type is not what you need, or he doesn't want stable relationships with you. So y'all keep complaining because you keep going to a well that is dry. And then you putting that on all the hardworking good men out here that y'all don't even, the bus drivers, people working regular jobs the way people have always worked regular jobs. But that is too minuscule for you. That is not worthy of your weaves and your makeups. That's not worthy of your Chanel bags and all the money you're spending frivolously, because he won't put his money into this foolishness. Oh, he's not good enough. Because you're overspending for everything. You want a man that would be able to do it too and take you seriously? Hell to the no. So once again, it's not, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. These men don't see anything to run behind. Now they're saying that a good woman is rare. A woman who hasn't been ran through and outside all the time. A BBL baddie. That these women are, it's a rare occurrence to find a good woman who doesn't have all of that. And a woman who has qualities that are meant for marriage and relationships. They're saying that is hard to come by nowadays. That's crazy. Because so many women have been indoctrinated into this idea that the man need to be rich and he need to provide a lifestyle, which is trips all the time, eat lobster and nails and makeup and BBLs and surgeries. That's what these men have to look forward to. And now they're mad because men don't buy into this whole BBL culture and this baddie look. These men saying they want natural, and these BBL queens are mad. Because that's ran its course. Now they're taking the BBLs out, some of them. Because it's not getting you the results that you're not getting the results that you thought you were going to get. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, but it's just crazy. No wonder cooking and cleaning became trigger words. Yeah, they don't want to cook and clean. The nails too long. I don't want you to make me I don't want you to boil water with them long ass nails. That is germs out of this world. Them long nails carry number germs underneath, and it's just nasty. You got to put gloves on because you can't be cooking with that. That's unsanitary. Unless you clean them real good, and I still wouldn't trust it. You know what I'm saying? Because underneath that, you have all kind of bacteria and dirt and grime up underneath there. That's just nasty. So, once again, people going to do what they want to do. I understand that. But you got to understand the nature of men. And men are moving the way they're moving because they don't have any other recourse. Women have spoken. They say what they're not going to do, what they're not going to accept. And so if you have average men out here working and trying to build something the way they always have, by the way, this is your mothers and your fathers, your grandmothers, all of them had regular jobs working to build families, and they took care of families on those with those jobs. So there's nothing that's different. Women have talked about they've evolved and elevated. No, you've actually gone backwards. Maybe a few of you have been able to make a little bit more money, of course, and do well for yourself. And I'm not knocking it. But what I'm saying is the mentality. I think we have gone backwards as it relates to the mentality. And I just hate that it's so much focus on, women have evolved. We have bank accounts, and we will not let a man use us. Who said you had to let a man use you? Who said you should be with a man who's going to take advantage of you? I think they jump from one extreme to the other. There's nowhere I would or no reasoning behind equating a man who's just a despicable man, and a man who's just treating you bad, abusing you, versus a good man who's just want a family and build a family and working hard. There's a distinct difference there. And I don't think every man is that most horrible idea. I don't think all men are that horrible idea that they keep trying to display. And just because you've had that experience with men of the type of men you keep picking doesn't mean that it's the general consensus of how all black men are. Because my experience with a black man and black men is totally different. So we can't say that is everybody. And then they want to argue, well, is that the majority? If 54% of black men are childless and single, how are these men are the abusers and all that they're saying? Now, does it exist? Yes, it does. All of it exists. But if you keep going for a certain type and that certain type keep giving you the same certain outcome, then you need to choose a different type. Or figure out what's going on with you. So if you're not willing to go, date a man who may be different from what you're used to, then you're going to keep getting the same outcomes because you keep picking the same type. That ain't the only type out there. That's not the only men available. But the problem is, and this is what I keep hearing, a lot of women are saying the men who would treat you right and the men who they have come across with good men, you don't want them because you're not physically attracted to them. They think those men are ugly. So they say the men who would be faithful and would marry you and would be with you, they're saying that they're ugly. And that's what this video is basically saying. She's saying most of the men are ugly. Well, I mean, sometimes, you get what you are. I'm just saying. I mean, if you don't think that the men are that attractive and them are the ones that approach you, maybe they see something in common. Shit. Hell, maybe they see that y'all on the same playing field. So but when you're delusional and you don't see yourself, you only seeing him. Maybe you attracted what you are. Shit. Hey, what's wrong with that? Y'all both get together and make it happen. At the end of the day, it's about building something together. You can't look like Shrek and then want the man to look like Denzel. You look like Shrek and you want Denzel. And because you're Shrek and you can't find Denzel and Shrek's partner keep coming to find you, you mad. But this is why I say women are delusional. Sometimes you attract what you are. They see a commonality. They see, well, damn, okay, we on the same, order of things. Maybe we could work something out. But you thinking that you're high, basically you thinking you're up here and you thinking he's down here, and so you don't want to deal with it. But when y'all are probably right here on the same even playing field, and that's where the delusional aspect comes from, and that's why a lot of women are losing. Because a lot of the men are moving. They just like, hell with it. We can't find nobody. I'm going to give me a passport. Hell, I'm gonna go somewhere else, and I'm gonna find me somebody that'll find me attractive and want to date me. This is why they're saying, "Oh my God, the men who are going out of the country, or they're at the bottom of the barrel." Why do y'all care? They're at the bottom of the barrel, but they can go over there and get women who will give them some time and attention or whatever it is they're looking for. So kudos to them. Can you stay here and get what you want? No, or you just keep complaining. If they're bottom of the barrel and they can go to other places and get beautiful women, and y'all the bottom of the barrel here, you ain't getting nothing. Well, who's smarter, child? Who's getting what they want? Because at the end of the day, it's about getting what you want, right? And if you can't get what you want, then you need to reevaluate your thoughts, your process, everything. You need to come up with a new strategy, is all I'm saying. If you don't want to do that, you're just going to keep complaining, and that's it, to no avail. While you're saying they're at the bottom of the barrel, but they might go over there and some of them might end up with wives. They might end up married and living their best life while you still over here complaining. That's not going to change your circumstances, complaining. You're going to just still be complaining in that same situation. Complaining never fixes anything. You just going to be miserable. You're just going to be miserable. So figure out a new strategy is what I would tell anybody out here looking for love, relationships, whatever. Change your strategy. Maybe you'll get a better result. That's all. But to keep throwing it all on one group of people and saying, oh my God, they're the problem, that's not going to help you. They're going to, just like you don't believe what you're doing is wrong, they don't think what they're doing is wrong. And they're going to keep doing what they want to do as grown people and who have choices. Just like you going to keep doing what you want. You keep wearing the BBLs, keep wearing the hair, keep wearing all the stuff that, even if men are saying we don't want women like that, you're going to say, to hell with it, I'm going to wear what I want to wear. That's fine. But if you're doing that and you don't get the results, are you going to be completely happy with the outcome? And if somebody would tell me, if I was to tell this to women face to face, and they tell me, you know what? If I don't get the man that I want, or I don't get any man, I'm just going to live my life and be happy. I'm going to say kudos to you. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing you can really do. So live your life and be happy and don't complain. Don't get mad and bitter and wonder why you made your choice. All you can do is make your choice in life about things and stand on it. That's it. Because you're not going to force these men to do what you want to do. You're not going to force them to want to be with you in spite of their standards. And the same and vice versa. If you're staunch on your beliefs and what you want and what you expect and you're not going to settle, then that's the same way men are feeling. So y'all just going to have to agree to disagree and move on the way you're going to move. That's it. Ain't nobody forcing nobody to do nothing. So, and then you not going to settle. They not going to settle. Nobody's settling. So find a way to be happy with the life that you chose. You chose not to settle. You don't. Ain't nobody trying to force you, and you can't force anybody because. But what we see is the shaming tactics, where women would say, "Well, how could you not want a single mother when you were raised by one?" Hell, I was raised by a single mother. You think I want to just be you? I want to be a single mother just because I was raised in the projects. You think I want to live in the goddamn projects? No, that's a stupid. That's a dumb mentality. Just because I was raised a certain way or raised by a certain person, you think that I want to live like I was raised? In fact, you want to do the opposite because you realize that this wasn't a pleasant experience and you don't want that outcome. So why would I be so endeared and so excited about the way I was raised if it wasn't a benefit to me, if it was a horrible circumstance and situation? No, that's the whole point of wanting better for your life. When you can recognize, damn, we didn't have much. This is a horrible environment. I don't like this. Why would I grow up and want to emulate the exact thing that I didn't like? And why would I want to create children and put them in the same position that I didn't like growing up? Why? That would be so dumb. This is why a lot of things that some of these women say does not make sense. I wanted the exact opposite. So you build a life for your family that is completely different from your upbringing. So yeah, so that's crazy. Oh, why would you don't want a single mother because you was raised by one? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. So, and they realize it. But that's the shaming tactics that we've seen women portray out in these streets. If you don't want a single mother, but you was raised, but so you don't love your mother. No, it's not that. He just wants something better. He wants, the guy said he wants to be married before he have children. He don't want to take on somebody else's children. That's a plausible reason. And that's his choice. As adults, you make your choices. Nobody should be shaming men and nobody should be shaming women. If that's your choice, stand on it, do your thing, and don't apologize for it. And just be content with because at the end of the day, it's your choices. It's funny to me how people make choices and then they're mad at their own choices. Nobody forced you to become a single mother if you wasn't forced into it. Nobody made you go out and have all these children with different men. Nobody forced you to do that. You made your conscious choice to make these decisions, but you didn't add up the costs. You didn't realize the consequences associated with your actions and your choices. That's just it. And that's a lot of people. And a lot of people make bad decisions, but you realize, damn, I messed up, And we're allowed to mess up. We're human. We don't know everything. We don't have all the answers. So you're allowed to make mistakes. But the key to it, hopefully, is that you learn from your mistakes, that you say, damn, I messed up. I made a mistake. I got to fix that. And I won't make that mistake again. I might make another mistake, but I won't make that same one because I've learned from it. Now I know better. I do better in that area. But I don't know everything, so I might make another mistake, but it should be a different one. And you learn from that. That's a part of life. But if you're sitting out here, keep making baby after baby after baby with the men that you like, the fine men that you like who are not your husbands or not committed to you in any way, you just having a good time, and you laying there busting it open and getting pregnant after every man you meet, and even though it's a struggle as a single parent, but you keep creating more children and not having fathers in the children's lives, that's not a mistake. That becomes a willful act. You keep doing the same thing over and over and over and not realizing that you're making it worse for yourself. And so that's all that people just recognize. That's just something that people recognize. And, and they don't like when people have an opinion on it. But just like everything else, people recognize this because it's being put on social media. If you don't put your business on social media, nobody would know anything about you. Nobody would know what you're going through, the ins and outs of your relationship. Nobody would know. But social media has compelled people to put all their business on display. And then when you're going to get people who agree with you, but you're going to get people who disagree with you. That's just the nature of what it is. I can't get on social media and expect everybody on here to say, I agree with you. Everything you say, Dee, everything that you say, I agree. There are people who agree and I appreciate it. But there are people who disagree. And I appreciate that too. You don't have to always agree with what I say. It's just my opinion. You can have a difference of an opinion, and I respect it. As long as you respect my opinion, I respect yours. You can't force people to take your position or your narrative. That's just because if I say certain things that I believe, and you come in and you tell me that you oppose and you give me your opinion, and I just flip flop and say, you know what, I agree. Now I agree with you. And then the next person who disagree, oh, I agree with you too. No, I look, respectfully, I disagree, and that's just that. Unless you have something that really like changes the dynamics, or something that is really like pertinent, or something that really makes sense to my an opinion that I have on something, and I realize, you know what, I could take that into consideration, because guess what? I'm not perfect either. I make mistakes too. I mess up too. I don't know everything. I'm by a long shot. So maybe there was something that maybe I misspoke on, or something that I didn't know, and you enlighten me with something that makes sense and that's relevant. Then yeah, I could say, you know what? Okay, now I get you, and I get your perspective. That's called maturity. You have to grow to that level. You have to be mature enough to be able to do that, because at the end of the day, it's not personal. And I can listen to what you have to say and understand you. And I think that's what most people want to understand. And that's it. People want to be heard, and they want to have some level of understanding, that you understand where they're coming from. And I can understand your perspective, even though I may not fully agree with it. I can understand where you're coming from, and just accept it as that. That's it. It may not change my entire view of where I stand, but I certainly can respect and understand your perspective. And that's all I'm saying. But I realize grown people can't do that. Real grown people can't do that. They have a hard time doing that. That comes with a certain level of maturity. And I think when you mature mentally, you can do that. But some people are 80 years old and still can't do that. They still don't understand how to be able to do that. How to respect other people's perspectives and opinions without fully agreeing. Because it's theirs. That's when you don't take it personal. You don't get in your feelings. Start cussing people out. Well, nigga, why can't you see what I'm saying? And you got to do this. No, this is why there's a lot of arguments on panels, because people don't understand. Listen, and I think a lot of people don't understand it. How you can say, okay, well, all right, that's your opinion. All right, I hear you, but I still believe what I believe. Because you don't change my beliefs, just like I don't want to change yours. Because that's what makes us unique, and that's what makes us different. That we all have different backgrounds, different teachings, different upbringings, different belief systems, and we all come from different belief systems and backgrounds. So why is it so difficult for you to respect somebody else's belief, even though you don't agree? You know, I can respect it. I don't agree, respectfully. And that's that. Don't try to force your narrative onto me, and I won't try to force mine onto you. I can tell you why I believe the way I believe, and my experiences that help to shape my beliefs just as much as you can tell me yours. And I can learn from it, or listen to you, and you can be heard. But that's the whole point. I think people just want to be heard. And if you can be heard, maybe you can align with people who agree with you, but you're not going to align and everybody's going to agree with you. No, there are some people who will, and there's some people who won't. And that's okay. So, yeah, apparently they like to suffer instead of getting better. Right. And so that's just going to have to be, they're going to have to deal with that. That's on them, because if you want to, because at the end of the day, when you go to your own, you go back to your own life and your surroundings, you got to deal with you. And if you go home to just you, and you look in the mirror, you got to deal with yourself. You got to deal with your level of unhappiness or whatever is going on with you. You got to deal with that. This is why you have a lot of people depressed and on antidepressants, because they're not happy and they can't find happiness. They don't know how to fulfill themselves. And they can't do it when they're by themselves, and they can't do it when they're with somebody a lot of times, because they're just not happy. They're not able to find peace and happiness within themselves. And if anybody knows, listen, peace within yourself is one of the greatest things of life. To be able to be peaceful and to be able to be happy within yourself. And I'm not talking about happy every day, all day, just smiling, happy. I'm talking about being at peace. To me, being at peace is a level of happiness. Because when you're at peace and you're not worried and stressed out about things, to me, life goes a lot smoother. We all have obstacles and ups and downs, but if you're not all, stressed out about everything and pissed off and bitter, you could kind of maneuver through life a little bit better. And we're only here for a short time anyway. So who wants to live the majority of their life stressed out and just worried and I had to learn that too, because I'm the stressful one and the worrisome one in my relationship. My husband is a lot more calmer than me, which helps me to be calmer. You know, there are certain things where I would have been stressed out and worried. And he was like, calm down. Don't worry about it. It's going to be all right. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. And I got to like take a deep breath and just go with it. And he's definitely helped me to be much more calmer, you know, and not stressed. So, you know, I'm grateful for him for that because, you know, I'm definitely the stressor in the family. He's not. And I needed him. That balance, that kind of helps me. So I, you know, you get to a place to where you're more calm and more comfortable and you're not stressed out. Because being stressed out and worried and all, it makes you age quicker. I'm just saying. It really does age you, you know? And I don't think that's what people really, you want to get old, but you don't want to look old so fast. You know what I'm saying? You be at peace in your life. And that's why people are moving towards being peaceful, having peace. Not all this stress and this foolishness that's dragging you down. Or having somebody else drag you down and stressing you out every moment of your life. People ain't got time for that, BB. Ain't nobody got time for that. For real, for real. Hit the like button, y'all. We got like 130 people in the building, 113 likes. Come on now, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. All right, I want to go to this next clip, y'all. Speaking of the BBLs, I want to play this clip because this one was interesting as well. Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. Here we go.
I didn't know how to describe it, but now I do. BBLs look like club outfits that you can't take off.
Why do you have a BBL and you work at T-Mobile?
I just feel like a BBL at 8 a.m., that's just too early.
BBLs don't really look good in a natural setting. Like, they don't really match the energy of the world.
That lady said BBLs look like club outfits you can't take off. Maybe I'm going to be like... Let's continue.
Such a life-altering experience when you see a BBL casually in like Target. Like, oh, mamas, what are you doing here?
There's a growing conversation online about something people are starting to notice in the light of day.
Seeing a BBL in public feel like seeing a Cybertruck on the road. Cause like, that ain't normal to see. Especially during the day. Like, it should be like a nighttime thing only, right?
And we've discussed time and place multiple times, time and place for specific outfits, time and place for certain behaviors. But I never thought we'd come to a day where time and place would apply to a body.
BBL should never see broad daylight. I just couldn't have a BBL because what do you mean? I could no longer be a teacher. I can't work at a grocery store. They said that got BBLs, they can't live in Colorado because what the is a BBL doing in Colorado?
And this is very new to me because the human body has never really been something that needed a proper setting. But now it seems that expectation is standard.
Why do y'all get a BBL to live in Nashville? You don't need it here.
Today, spotting a BBL in person is like seeing a shooting star. You know it exists, but when it actually shows up, it still kind of throws you off.
I just saw a BBL for the first time, like in person, and wow, I'm shocked. Like in a good way.
Seeing BBLs in real life will always be so fascinating to me. Oh my gosh, that's a BBL. Like, oh my gosh, that person, that's a BBL. That is a real life BBL. Wow.
And BBLs aren't a brand new invention that just dropped last week, but the way people react when they spot one outside of its natural habitat is very telling. Because what does that mean? Who decided that? And why does it feel so easy for people to agree on it without even thinking twice?
Seeing a BBL not in its ordinary habitat, like standing in a wild, is truly different.
What is the natural habitat for a BBL? Baby, they treat it like it's some type of project. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, certain cities and certain states are not the natural. Nashville is not the natural habitat for a BBL. So because in my mind, to be honest with you, the BBL should be on a video shoot, you know, with the rappers and that's it. Seeing somebody with a BBL just say in a movie would be a shocking twist or turn of events. Like you watching a movie and you know, you got your little snacks and you ready to just watch this movie and you see BBLs in the movie, it will throw you completely off. right? You'll be like, I know they lying. What in the world? Why is she here? Or why are they there? It does look like some type of science project that does not belong. It is unusual, and especially the big ones, as they tend to get them, it just looks out of place, misplaced, unusual, just unproportionate, just not good. But you tell somebody with a BBL that, they'll cuss you out, because it's like, what do you mean? It does not look natural. It does not look like it should be on your body. And this is why some of them are trying to get them reduced or removed, because they realize how crazy it looked. And I'll never forget, and shout out to K Michelle. K Michelle looks much better now. She had that stuff and it was not, you know what I'm saying? It was not, she had to have removed because it was causing her problems. But she looked much better now, because I'll never forget, she was on the Wendy Williams show. K Michelle, before she got that BBL stuff taken out, and the audience was laughing. That was a place where it was unusual, and people started laughing, and she was like, why are they laughing? And that was very uncomfortable, I could tell. But the people were laughing because she's so short and she looked so big, and it was so disproportionate, and it just didn't look, it looked like some type of caricature or cartoon, and it just didn't look right. And she was like, why are they laughing? And they was laughing because it didn't look good on her body. She looked so much better. She looked good before. I remember her before all of that, and I didn't see anything wrong with her. She looked perfectly fine. But then it's just like, that didn't look right. I'll never forget it. And the people were literally laughing because they're like, damn, what is going on? She was like, what? What's going on? So they don't see it the way other people see it, apparently. It's almost like body dysmorphia. They don't realize that this doesn't look good. You know how some people have reasonable judgment or, on how things look? Well, there are actual people who cannot see when something does not look good. They don't see it. They just don't see it. And I had to realize that, the way you see something, other people don't see it the same. Like, you could say, oh, that is not quite right or whatever. They're like, oh, I love it. It look good to me. They don't see it the way you see it. And so sometimes you have to look in the mirror and realize it, or I don't know how you come to grips or terms that something is off, but you have to do that, because there are a lot of people walking around with these big old lips, and these faces are just, surgeried up and just pulled and tucked, and they look crazy. They don't even look like themselves, but they think they look good. So maybe it's a level of body dysmorphia or something where they don't see it the same. I don't know, child. Hit the like button, y'all. Let's continue.
And within all the talk, the naturally built, no appointment needed bodies are starting to feel that heat too.
I wish I could take my butt off and go to work. You know what I mean? Because, this is just too much. I don't know. It just don't feel right. That's why I always got this cardigan. I got so many cardigans. I'll be respectful.
But what if I told you this conversation really isn't about the body? First, we need to tap into what this type of body has been presented to represent, because once you see it, you'll get a better understanding on why the reactions are so strong. Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video, we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. But first, this video is sponsored by Chime, the most loved banking app, and they're offering a $75 but make me king.
Just one part of the body is focused upon. And this is, of course, the most dehumanizing thing you can do to somebody. Not only is she a thing, but just one part of that body is focused upon.
Now, there was one space where women could be ogled at, and it really just came with the territory. And that was the era where being eye candy was everything.
Throughout the music video era, we saw several transitions. We were growing as a culture.
In 2000, it became about the vixen.
We were the aesthetic. We were part of the fabric.
She had the curves, but she had the face. She had the attitude.
Women were getting paid like rappers.
I do want to note that at the height of the video girl era, the body was definitely a plus, but it wasn't everything, okay? In the most respectful way. These women were really just expected to be human wallpapers. From all genres of music, women were expected to stand there, look pretty, and occasionally do a little shimmying to make the music video more attractive.
19 years old, you're being throwing a check and stand next to Lil Wayne. I dare you to say no.
We made the video hot. We helped them sell records.
And you always want to see a pretty chick. You know, that feels like success. You know, that feels like money.
It was almost like a written rule that these women weren't there to take it all the way. Just be pretty, make the artist look like everything revolved around him.
The image of scantily clad women is supposed to affirm some image of masculinity, the man as the Mac, as this, you know, sexually powerful, virile example of manhood. And the idea is this man is so important and so powerful, and these women, conversely, are so dime a dozen that they don't matter. They're just eye candy. They're worthless.
But then eventually, everything started to revolve around that ad. Well, those curves.
They've gotten to a point where it's just basically just ass and titties on the camera. I don't think I've seen a video in a long time where women aren't shaking their butts. You know, it's like, it's a must.
And instead of just keeping it at those curves, I should probably say that crack. Because Nelly, in his prime, set a scene that made it obvious, making it very clear what you were supposed to be looking at and what that look meant.
A controversy surrounding rap artist Nelly led to an emotional meeting at Spelman College tonight. The discussion focused on hip-hop videos and how they portray women.
In the video, Nelly is seen swiping his credit card down a woman's backside.
I was very, very bothered, to say the least, about the video.
With lyrics that read, "It must be your act, 'cause it ain't your face," he completely shifted the narrative that video girls were just supposed to be a pretty face. And eventually, the expectation didn't even need to be said.
When Buffy the Body came out, it started this whole thing with you had to have a big butt. You cannot come after Buffy the Body and not have a butt her size or bigger.
We didn't.
So that was my point earlier of where it started. So I wanted to let that play out because that is part of where it started from, where women start to feel a bit self-conscious about their butt sizes, to where, you know, they're like, oh, if I want to be a video vixen, that was the whole point behind it. And there have been several documentaries and articles about this in the past where women have said, listen, I want to make it big. I want to make it big in the entertainment business. I want to be, and to them, making it big was to be a video vixen because it was hyped up. It was something that was, you know, made to look as if it's going to bring you a better life, a better lifestyle. That if you get around these celebrities, it's going to, you know, give you access to being a dancer. Women wanted to be dancers. They wanted to, or they thought that they, you know, had talent, which some of them actually had talent where they could sing, they could dance. And they thought, hey, if I take this route, then it will set me up for what I really want to do. But in many cases, it backfired, and it didn't, for the most of the women, it did not yield the results that they thought they would get. So a lot of these women start saying, hey, I want to go get my boobs done, because they realize, oh, if you want to be in the videos, you have to have big boobs sitting up. You have to be able to have nice boobs, and you have to have a big butt, because you want to look like this, what they call baddies now, this baddie in the video. And then there were some women who didn't have all of that, who went to try to be in the videos or be in these positions, and they were told, no, you don't fit the standard. Your butt ain't big enough, or you don't have this, you don't have the look. So the look was, you got to have big boobs and a big butt. So this sparked the beginning of women going out and getting their butts done, because they wanted to have that aesthetic so that they can be in these videos. And so that's what they were doing. Now, every woman who went out and got these transformation or whatever, it still did not give them the jobs that they wanted. Now, for some of them, they were able to get in those positions, but a lot of that was short-lived, because now that you have a bunch of women who are able to look the same, and if you are younger and you're more cuter than the next, then you're going to get the job, and the other woman is going to fall to the wayside. And that's typically what happens. So all of that ended up, they all end up falling off. It ran its course. They use you for that. You wanted to be in it. It did not bring forth any longevity for the majority of the women who chose that lifestyle. In fact, a lot of these women were sleeping with the rappers, sleeping with the musicians, end up being their side chicks. And it wasn't just, oh, I want you to stand here and be pretty. No, but it turned into, you being in relationships with these guys just for sexual gratification, and maybe they'll have, use you more. So now you're in with the guys, sleeping with them and giving them all of this, extra stuff. So now they'll pick you for the job over somebody else because the business is fleeting. And every girl is not going to be able to get that opportunity. But also, when you think about it, it wasn't much opportunities that they really got as a dancer or as a shaking model, because that's all you end up getting ran through, and you end up just getting used, and they don't look at you as anything of any importance. That's the downside to it. A lot of those women have suffered after being in those positions, and you got to think about it. They thinking, hey, if I get close to these celebrities, which a lot of people think, if I can get close to these celebrities, I can get, I can get something going. And some of them, had talents, and they like, I could get my talent heard, or if Nelly could see me and hear my demo tape, I could get him to hear it, and I could be a big star. But you end up just being a video vixen instead, thinking that's gonna help you elevate to that singing career, and it never really happens that way. You end up being put in some unfortunate situations that you didn't really ask for, but because you're there and you think you need to do that to get to the next level, you end up becoming just used in that industry. And for a lot of those women, there's a whole bunch of stories of women who've been in that position and been used, and now you don't hear from them, see from them. There's no big career that came out of it. You just were looked at as just a video vixen, and that's it. You know what I mean? And to me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it because you don't get no real fame out of it. You don't get no real money out of it. You just get used and abused, and that's your history, and that's it. And people don't look at those women as anything of importance once it's all said and done, And so, once again, that's why I spoke about this before. That's why a lot of women thought that they needed to get these boob jobs and these butts done, because so that they could be, they could look the part for a lot of these videos and stuff like that. But now it's just taking on it's on a whole nother level. And now people are just doing it for themselves. Like, they're not doing it to be a video vixen or nothing. They're doing it, some of them, to still get attention from celebrities. Now it's because back then there was no social media, so there was no DMs or anything like that. But now you want to look a certain way so you can be an Instagram baddie, Instagram model, as they would call it. And so you can just post pictures, and maybe you get attention from these guys for whatever. Or you can get people to pay you to hang out with you, or hang with you, or be with you. Now they're using it for a different reason. So now if I look good, I post these provocative pictures of my butt and my tits all over social media. That's going to get the attention of certain people. And if the attention is, hey, I want men to follow me so that they can sleep with me, and I can get money from them. I can low-key be a, low-key prostitute where I can charge you because you want to see what this butt do, I guess, and you want to see how these titties look shaking in the air or something, then, well, okay, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're promoting. And so other than that, this is why social media is important and what you post on it. This is why when men see women who post provocative pictures on Instagram, they don't take them seriously, because they automatically in their mind, they're thinking, oh, I know what this is about. That's what it's giving. That's the insinuation behind posting provocative pictures of your new tits and your new butt, because it's selling something. Just with the pictures, just with the presentation, it's letting everybody know what you are about. And a lot of women don't like that because they don't want you to assume. But what else can you assume based off what you see? If I don't know you, what you present to me is what I'm going to assume. And if you don't want that type of assumption, why would you post stuff like that? Because if you're getting a BBL just to help shape your body or shape your butt, or you don't like it and it's subtle and it's not for show, you wouldn't be posting pictures with your booty poked out and turned around to the camera. You would just take normal pictures. But if you're turning around and showing us, oh, you got your booty done, oh, you want people to see. So if you want people to see, then that's for a reason. That's how people are going to look at it. So yeah, I just think the BBL craze is just has gotten out of hand now, to the point people are trying to get money together to take them out, and then now they want to look normal because it's ran its course. It's not really benefiting them the way it was. We don't see video vixens no more. There are certain things that have changed. You can't even wear certain clothing on, in videos now. There are different laws and different stipulations now where you just can't have your butt all out on national or I guess syndicated on national TV or in videos or Super Bowls and all these events. You have to cover up. There's a limit to how far you can go now. So you have to, if you wear shorts, the shorts have to be covering. They can't be booty shorts, everything hanging out. There are stipulations now. So there's no need for the video vixens. There's no need for the BBLs, because now people don't even want to hire big BBL folks in their stuff because it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing, especially when you've gone too far. And there are other women who get BBLs as well, but you would never notice because they get something small and proportionate to their body. So their butts may look a little bit more plumped up and a little shaped, but it's small. They're not getting big jumbo asses. A lot of women get that who are not, it's not just black women, but they're getting stuff that's proportionate to them, to where they just look, firm and not big and jumbo. It's proportionate to their smaller frames. So yeah, it's just one of those things that's becoming irrelevant, and nobody, people are looking at it like it's a science project. Once again, they're seeing these bodies in the grocery store and they're like, damn. And this is where we saw that video of these little children, these young girls laughing at this lady who was in the store with a BBL. It's like a running joke. It's like a big science project. Like, what the hell is that? They don't like it, but hey, that's what it is. People aren't, it is like a weird phenomenon, and they don't like it. So now they're trying to get it out. Now it's gonna cost money to take it out, just like it costs money to put it in. So now a lot of these people are just stuck with it, and especially the ones who with the fix-a-flat route, child, you stuck with that. And hard asses falling down, you stuck with that. Because if you couldn't afford to get it the right way, you damn sure can't afford to get it fixed. So you stuck with the fix-a-flat. And that's just what that is. So I just think, once again, that is something that women didn't think about. They just went with it, and they thought that, it was a good thing. And now they realizing, hell, nobody don't want to deal with that. And on top of that, somebody mentioned in the chat that they're saying these BBLs stink really, really bad. That's another issue that, people have told me actually they do stink, they smell. They're saying now too that the veneers will cause your mouth to smell bad. I don't know how true that is, but they're saying certain veneers could cause your mouth to smell bad too. I don't know if the people's teeth are rotting underneath. I don't know, but a lot of these fake things are causing problems, and a lot of people don't want to admit it, child. But yeah, I just think that it's something that definitely is taking a turn, and it should have never been a thing in the first place, And listen, once again, a lot of women in general, not just black women, get all types of procedures done. In fact, black women were not the pioneers of cosmetic surgery, where you're changing your face, and now they're doing that. They're doing things to their faces and all kinds of stuff too. But they didn't start that, but now they're doing it as well. And they're altering their bodies in every way. So they didn't start it, but they definitely are doing things, a bit much where it's shaping and changing their whole look. And it's not always a good look. It is really not. But yeah, tell them that. Once again, people don't see things the way everybody else see them. So, we could say, oh my God, that looks weird, or I don't like that, but they're going to still do it, because they think it looks good. Let's move on. I have another clip that I want to play for you guys. Make sure you're hitting the like button, y'all. And one more clip for you guys. Here we go.
I'm out. I'm not paying for that, bro. And I'm not hanging up the picture. I'm out, bro.
So let me give a little quick context. This video has gone viral as well. It says their first date. So this is their first date. Woman tries to finesse a guy to pay for her car repairs. Guy catches on and leaves her, baby. You cannot make this up. So check this video out. Look at this. Here we go.
I don't know what type of time you on, bro. You finesse me, try to get me to come here.
Damn, on the first date?
Why are we even here? This is crazy. Like, what are we even doing here?
My bad. I'm trying to, like...
You told me that we was just hanging on
people.
pictures. I know, but you told us that we just...
I'm sorry.
You wanted me to hang your pictures, so that's all you said you wanted me to do. Like, why are we even here? You always got extra ass stops. You got extra ass stops, bro.
Okay, so... I'm doing well. I actually need more than an oil change.
What?
I don't know if y'all do, like... Well, I mean, if you can see, like, my car kind of needs a little bit of help. So if you can, like, flush the transmission, and then I think I need all my fluids topped off.
Who's paying for all of that?
We'll check all that.
So who paying for all of that?
You're paying for it.
Hold on, hey, bro. Before y'all even do all of that, I don't even know why she even pulled up in here because I'm just supposed to be hanging up some pictures, and I don't know what she got going. You tell Buddy that because she wants me to pay for this, and I'm not paying for this, bro. I'm just supposed to be
paying for this. Like, don't fucking do this to me. Like, that's hella embarrassing for real.
Okay, well, I'm not trying to embarrass you, but I'm telling you that this is not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go.
No, seriously.
Hey, bro, go ahead and put the hood down. I'm about to go ahead and go because you trying to finesse me, bro, and I'm about to get up out of here, bro. I will call an Uber. I'm getting the fuck up out of here, bro. Like, what are you on?
Right.
Hey, bro, you go ahead and let the top down because she ain't got no money to even pay for this, and I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here. No, I'm not. It's not no wait. What are we waiting for? You told me to hang up a picture, and then you in here getting transmission flush and all kind of bullshit, bro. I don't have time for that, bro. You trying to finesse me? I'm out, bro. Hey, I don't know. I don't know what you got going on, bro. I'm out. I'm not paying for that, bro. And I'm not hanging up the picture. I'm out, bro. I don't know what type of time you on, bro. You finesse me, try to get me to come here. Okay, but you finessed me, bro. You told me that we was going to hang up a picture, and then you come here talking about transmission and all this other stuff. Hey, you're finessing. That's that Casey shit, huh? That's Casey shit, right?
Nah, shorty, this gotta be a skit. It's no way in hell she thought that for real. But at the same time, we is in 2026.
Right.
Bitches want niggas to be Mr. Pay for shit. You did the right shit, brother. Just leave. Come on, you embarrassing me. You embarrassed yourself to think that I was finna pay for that shit, though, shorty.
Right. Baby, I know you goddamn lying. I know you lying. Like, come on now. When I say these women are batshit crazy, like, come on, girl. That lady, this is what they'll do. They'll get you out. Same way they go to a dinner, order all the lobster, all that shit they be eating, and then want you to pay for it. It's like, so you, the audacity on the first day, you gonna go and get your transmission flushed out, everything, oil change, all of it, and she in a Jeep. So I don't know what it costs to do stuff on those vehicles. Sometimes it's more expensive. And she realized, oh, Lord, I'm gonna get this nigga here, and I'm gonna tell him we're gonna hang some pictures. But I'm gonna take him to the car. I'm gonna take another stop, and I'm gonna go to go get my stuff changed while I'm with him, and since he there, he gonna pay for it. And he got the hell out there and said, "Baby, I'm an Uber. I don't give." As he should have not paid for it. He did the right thing, but she's standing here looking crazy, and I bet she just drove off after that, like, "Oh well, I'll come back." Why? Because you don't want to pay for it yourself. Like, why? This is insane. I don't know. I think women just think that because y'all are men, that they could just do stuff like this. Oh, you a man? I see dollar signs. You a man? Oh, come pay. You pay. Like, y'all got to be out y'all damn mind, and then be lying. Like, I would have got out that car with the quickness too. I'm not paying for this for you, girl. You out your damn mind. Y'all be running around here acting like these BBL warrior boss chicks, and then when it's time to pay for stuff that you need, you want a man to pay for it. But y'all can buy Louis and Gucci and Prada and all of these other things. But when it comes to the things that matter, you want a man to pay for that. You want to pay for your oil change and transmission and rent and all of that while you go spend your money on trips. That's crazy. Not too long ago, we did a video about the lady. She said she didn't have no money. They don't have money for rent. You don't have money for nothing else, but you have money for all these trips. But you want a man to help you pay your rent and buy your children some school clothes and buy food and take you to eat and all this. But then you got money to go out of town, go out the country, all of that. So you saving your money for trips and fun times, but you don't want to pay for the things that are required for you to live, like your roof and water bills, gas bills, electric bills, rent, like mortgage, car notes, insurance. Y'all don't want to pay for that. You want a man to pay for all the necessities so you can stack your money and prepare for these trips with your girlfriends. Make that make sense. And men are not falling for it. And I love it. I absolutely love it because I wouldn't want my sons doing it either. Like, hell no. Why? This ain't your wife. This ain't your family. Come on now. She ain't contributing nothing to your life. So why should you do that? And this is why they missing out, child. These men are walking away and they like, what, girl? And she gonna go get on the phone and tell her girlfriends, girl, this mother effer. Girl, he got out the car and left, girl. He didn't even pay for it. That's what you get. Not even be mad. Girl, go get your own damn money and pay for your own transmission flush. Pay for it your goddamn self. That's your car. That's not his. Okay? But I love to see it. I ain't gonna lie. I love to see it because why would you be trying to finesse a man? Like, y'all, all these boss chicks, y'all still trying to get money from men. Y'all boss chicks. What happened? Independent boss chicks don't need a man. So when he said no, you should have been like, you know what? My bad. I got it. Let's just get it flushed and I got it. Here's my card because I'm a boss. No, y'all broke bosses. Broke bosses. That's what y'all are. Trying to finesse and use men. Child, stop it. But anyway, y'all, so listen, we at the 2-hour mark. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Listen, shout out to everybody in the building. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out, y'all. I appreciate you for being here. Listen, make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Also, I post videos every single day, so make sure you go to the channel and watch the videos that are already posted and hit the like button. Share them if you can, y'all. Hype up the video. Just swipe to the left and where you see the hype button and hype up the video. That definitely helps the channel out. If you're new to the building and you like the content but you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, y'all. So make sure you are supporting in that way. Also, if you want to support via Super Chat, you still can. And also, if you want to support my husband's music, the links are in the description. If you want to get a t-shirt, merchandise, or anything like that, all of that is in the description. So make sure you are supporting in that way. Yo, it's Eric TV. Thank you once again for your support. Says Louis and Gucci and Prada is made for poor child. That's crazy. So it's made for poor people, Eric TV. That's crazy. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. But yeah, make sure you guys are continuously supporting in any way. I will be back live really, really soon. And yeah, shout out to everybody who gave a super chat, who gave a cash app. I appreciate you so much for the support. It definitely helps the channel to grow, you guys. So make sure you are continuously doing that as well. So thank y'all once again. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Make sure you enjoy the rest of your way. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe out here in these streets, y'all. Stay tuned for more. Make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend about the channel and have them subscribe as well, you guys. We're trying to still grow the channel and grow the platform as much as possible. If you have any requests for any types of videos you would like to see, if there's something you want me to react to, make sure you DM me on Instagram at DeeDeesReactions, y'all. So the link is in the description as well. And I will definitely check it out. All right. So enjoy the rest of your day, you guys. I will be back really, really soon. So make sure you have that bell clicked on so you'll know when I go live. Usually I go live around 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah. I'll see you later. Bye.
You laugh and my heart chokes. Like Midas, everything you touch turns gold. You dance in the hallway like nobody's told. You say my name so softly, like it's a little word. Yeah, every time you're near me, all my doubts get blurred. You take my day, turn it bright, brand new. Every look you give says I choose you. I get you more than anybody ever could. You get never understood it. Every little smile, every little move you do. Ooh, baby, I don't need a reason. I just know. I just know. I get it's all about your dreams, eyes wide, shining clear. And you tell the wildest stories I could listen for years. And you roll your eyes and kiss me when I'm stubborn and proud. You pull me back to center when my thoughts get loud. You take my fear, turn it into truth. Yeah. Every time you touch me, I remember you. I get more than anybody ever could. You get me, in a way I never understood. Every little smile, every little move you do. Ooh, baby, I don't need a reason. I just know. I just know. I get. When the world feels heavy on my shoulders, you lean in, lay your head right over mine. You say we can carry this together, and just like that, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. I just know I get you.